Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. My name is Gary, bringing you a quick video here on Thanksgiving to show you this really cool drill bit. A few weeks ago, Greg Porter was able to score a lot of tools from a machine shop that was going out of business, and they had manual machines and CNC machines, and this particular tool is a CNC tool, but I'm using it in a manual machine. So I'll bring you in close, kind of show you what we're doing and making a part actually for another video I'll have coming out soon. We're just kind of showing you this one tool in action today. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving everybody. All right, so you see we've got a 3-inch piece of aluminum in the chuck here, and we're making a spacer that's going to be have an internal diameter of 7/8 of an inch and an OD of, let's see, let me look at it, 1 3/4 of an inch. So normally, you know, you'd have to go through a number of processes to, you know, drill and bore out the center, and then start, you know, when you get it to a certain dimension, you know, start with a you know, starting bit, you know, some kind of an intermediate bit, and then you know, maybe something like 3/4 of an inch, and then put your boring bar in, and then start working it in passes to get up to your final dimension on the internal bore. But as I mentioned, I got this new drill bit that's meant for a CNC machine, and I'll put a link in the description to the details of it. You can see it's got the through holes for the coolant, and you know, this carbide insert here that can be changed out, and I've got some extras of those as well. So we're going to do all these operations: the facing, the drilling internally, the boring out to the final internal dimension, and then we're going to reverse the lathe and also use this to turn down the OD to get to where we want to be. So we'll go ahead and get this set up and get to drilling this out. So I'm just squaring this the bit up against the chuck, and I think I already had it squared up from before, but all right, our spacer needs to be about 1 inch thick. So we'll check this real quick and see what we got. All right, so we got about 3/4 of an inch right there. So we'll go a little deeper, probably to 1 1/4 inches. right, we got 1 inch, 116 thousandths. That's good enough, so we can park that off at the end at 1 inch. So now that we got our plunge hole in that we'd normally do with, you know, a couple of different drill bits done with one, we'll just start. We're just gonna you know, start moving over and boring this thing out to get it to 7/8. So let's check the hole size here, see what we got. It's getting rough dimensions there. 734 thousandths. And if you measure this, you get 690 thousandths. You can tell we were off center just a little bit. I think we were a little bit that way because it was cutting more on that side. So now we're just going to bring this in, and we're going to take 80 thousandths on our dial here and go with that and see what we get. Our network. We got Alright, we got a pretty nice surface finish in there, really nice. Okay, so now we're trying to get to 1 3/4 on the OD, and we got 3 inch. So we're gonna bring this out, and I'm gonna go to 1 inch and 1 1/8 here. 1 inch, 200 thousandths. A little under 1 1/8. Little witness mark, get the lathe going. Alright. So now we're going to run this backwards because the cutting edge is on the bottom side on this side. So we have to run it backwards to be able to turn the outside of it. Yeah, we got about a 1/2 inch to go. All right, I've got the part all finished up with the 7/8 ID and 1 3/4 inch OD, and we used our drill bit here, and I'll put a link in the description. I mentioned that earlier with the exact part number and details on this thing. It's pretty cool. Again, didn't try it in a mill or any CNC machine, but worked pretty versatilely for what we were trying to do. I'd say the only thing that probably didn't work well was the OD turning. You see all the birds nesting there. It doesn't really have a chip breaker, and all built into it. Like, when you're plunging a drill bit or a drill, normally you have to peck it to get it to break the chip. So, I mean, it's not really meant for that, but just to do something quick without, having to swap tools, or if you don't have it handy and you want to just knock off the, quickly turn the OD on something, it seemed to work good for that. So, all right, guys, happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you soon.